Harkless in at the 3. And for Brooklyn, we've got Durant. Griffin is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's Harden, and it's Irving at the point guard position. On opening night, Clark, both teams would love to start off, obviously, on a winning note.
Without question. I mean, setting that winning tone, gaining that confidence that comes from winning, and they all count. Wins today are just as important as wins that you get in March and April.
Here's Rose. That shot misses. Great D that time from Irving. Durant with it. Irving passes to Griffin. Over Harkless. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And the shot goes in.
Randall's got an unorthodox game, but he's got a good, strong upper body, which makes him a very consistent scorer inside.
And here is Irving. Pass to Griffin. Now, here is Harden. Clock at 6. Over Barrett. No good off the back of the rim. All alone. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Robinson up top. He's coming off a 10-point game against Atlanta. That one good for 2.
You didn't think Rose would back down from some contact now, did you guys? Playing with a high level of intensity.
Here's Irving. And there's the pass to Griffin. It's rebounded by New York. Now Barrett. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta.
And he caused major problems with his defense as well. He had 4 steals by the time the game was over.
And, you know, Harden's exceptional, Kevin, at getting out on the break in transition. I mean, running exactly the right path and getting it done.
Here's Rose. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on James Harden.
You know, for a team like the Nets building without top picks, player development becomes critical. I mean, the Nets have made that a key focus for their franchise, and you can see the results paying dividends now.
And he knocks down the first one. Clark, you were talking about the Nets player development. Guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Joe Harris were signed as free agents.
Yeah, and you know, guys, a coaching staff dedicated to taking them to the next level in terms of improvement and player development. The investment they make in their top-notch training facility, all of that focus paying off for them.
That one is no good. And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
It's good.
How about that wonderful floater he has, showing off an exquisite touch.
Rose against Irving. Over Barrett. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Harkless on the wing. Guarded by KD. Harkless dishes to Randall. Here's Rose. The shot, no good. The Nets go the other way with it. Over Harkless. And KD the bucket on the assist by Griffin.
And there's little the D can do to stop Durant. Phenomenal at using his length to get his shot over those outstretched arms.
Pass to Harkless. Randall outside. Right side, Rose hits the target from 18 feet. Rose has got 5 points so far.
Well, decision making is something Rose is really good at. Excellent at reading the defense and then exploiting the pick and roll.
Harden outside. They get the rebound. Aldridge. That doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And so Griffin will bring it up for Brooklyn. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
There are very few any better than Harden at the and one. He's an expert. He looks for the contact, initiates it, gets it, and still finishes. You can't be too physical with him. You know, no matter how you feel about James Harden, you've got to respect his love for the game. I mean, he absolutely lives and breathes basketball. That passion has driven him to become the player he is today.
Find the lane. One shot. And Clark, last year Harden was quoted in saying most players don't really love basketball.
Well, I don't know about most. That seems a bit extreme. Maybe he feels that they don't love it as much as he does, which certainly you could understand. But I can say that very few players have the drive and determination to improve their game the way Harden has. That's part of why he's been an MVP.
Outside Irving. Harden outside. Offline with his three. New York trailing. Here's Rose, and stolen by Kyrie Irving. Here's Durant, and then Durant with the jam.
And when Irving is feeling it, he's untouchable. A prime-time scorer who can spot up as well as create for himself.
Shot from 12. Second shot opportunity, and it's Randall getting it to go. Randall's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You've got to work harder on the glass.
Passes it to Harden. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. And 11 points for James Harden.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Randall kicks to Barrett. Harkless with it. And Harkless slams it in.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and power.
Here's Griffin. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
That's good from Blake Griffin. And for Blake Griffin, always a great outside shooter for the power forward position, Greg, but he's added range the last few seasons.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Griffin go from a guy who might take 1-3 a game to someone putting up about 6 a night. The results have been there for him as he shoots a respectable rate from beyond.
Blake Griffin hits them both. A lot of smart guys playing in the NBA right now, Clark. Any that you spot that could be a great future head coach in this game?
There are so many of them, Kevin, when you spend time around guys and watch how they carry themselves on the court. Usually you look at point guards because they're quarterbacks and coaches on the floor in many cases. CP3, I don't know if he has a desire to coach, but he certainly talks and feels the game as a coach. And Mike Conley, I think he too has the type of cerebral approach to the game that can lend itself to coaching.
It's an excellent starting list. Oh, that was terrific!
Going towards the basket, that's when Randall's most dangerous.
Irving against Rose. Harden outside from downtown. It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Randall kicks to Barrett. Trains the three-pointer.
And well, like a lot of young players, Barrett's working hard to become proficient from range.
KD on the wing. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And the Nets miss again.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Harkless finds Rose. Pass to Barrett. That one misses. Harden with the defensive effort.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Durant, that's good. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Rose kicks to Barrett. Back to Rose. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That is his first foul of the game. Bobby Portis has checked in for the Knicks. And so here is New York. They trail by 1. Charity strike shot. That's good on the jump shot. Rose has got 7 points in the game.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
And Mitchell Robinson is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Knicks on defense, and here's Harden for 3. That one's not going to go.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's foul number 2 for him.
I think he has to play more conservative from this point on. I mean, that's 2 fouls already.
DeAndre Jordan's checked in for the Nets. Noel's checked in for the Knicks. Harkless on the wing. Rose finds Noel. Shot clock at 6. Shoots a fader. Barrett, no good.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this one.
Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
Now the pass to Noel. Dishes it to Rose. In the corner, Barrett with it. Misses the 3.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
The dish to Rose. Outside Portis. Good on the 3-point shot.
Rose, a very solid floor general. I think that's an underrated part of his game. He's excellent at finding his teammates.
Irving passes to Harden. 1:39 left in the first quarter. And it's Irving missing. The Knicks with the lead.
And a great front office in Brooklyn. General Manager Sean Marks taking over in 2016, and he just signed an extension.
And you know, guys, that San Antonio tree has some great branches on it all over the league, and he's one of them. I mean, he's been a player, a coach, has worked in the front office. Marks understands all sides of the basketball business.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for New York?
A lot of success from mid-range so far for them, guys. If nothing else works, they can always fall back on the jump shot.
Take a break. And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
The first one falls, And Clark, ordinarily quiet by nature, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a more outspoken leader in recent years.
Yeah, and that's a good sign. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone for the good of the team. Aldridge is, by nature, a laid-back, quiet guy, and sometimes that can work against the team. But in his case, he realized that he needed to be more vocal and stepped into doing that.
So he gets them both.
Well, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Rose passes to Harkless. Back to Rose. Noel trying to break loose. And it's Rose. This time the assist by Mo Harkless. 9 points for Rose.
With his bounce and body control, easy to see why Rose is aggressive there.
Here's Irving. Harden trying to get open. Irving. Good.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
And here's Rose. He's got 9. Pass to Harkless. Back to Rose. Ball's knocked loose. Durant with the steal. For the finish. And then Durant with the jam.
And, you know, when you get a clean look at the rim, Harden usually will find you. I think he's underrated and undervalued at making his teammates better.
Passes it to Harkless. Tipped away. He kicks it to Noel. And Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
And it's Rose with the ball for the New York Knicks. Trailing by 2. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Way to work the glass. Buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
On the wing, Irving. His 3-pointers off the mark. James Harden getting it done for Brooklyn. He put together quite a quarter. 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. Back right after this. At one time a poor free throw shooter, DeAndre Jordan has really improved this part of his game, and he was asked back when he was struggling if he had ever considered shooting them underhand like some have in the past.
I haven't. I've never tried it. I've never secretly tried it in practice or anything like that. I think I'm going to try to shoot it regular for a while, and if that's my last resort, then so be it.
You know, he's made some progress with his method, though.
Yeah, him, Drummond, Capella, a lot of the guys who are getting the hack-a-shack treatment have made great strides.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Knicks, Portis is out there with Mo Harkless. Then there's Payton. Then it's Noel.
Take a break.
And it's Trier in at the shooting guard. And the first one at the line is good. Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Pass to Noel. Outside Portis. And a miss there on the triple.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
A nice shot by Katie.
And how about the body control? by Durant. Takes the hit, but able to adjust. Yet another thing that makes him special.
Payton kicks to Harkins. Freer from long range. And it's Durant with the rebound. Durant's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's just the height, the length coming into play there. No one's stopping Durant.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. A promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. Kevin, we know one thing. In New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
D.A., that's when he is at his best. Thank you. And there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul. And Brooklyn making a change here. Harris is checked in. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Here's Payton. And the Knicks miss again.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Harden, and it's blocked. Payton surveying the floor to end the drought. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Kevin Durant.
Well, you've got to be careful defending Payton because he's extremely crafty at getting into his defender's body.
It's his first trip to the line.
And he hit his foul shots a season ago at about a 74% clip.
And guys, if a game was coming down to the wire and an opponent needed to foul, I mean, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. I mean, shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
That free throw, no good.
You know, one of the things that jumps out at you immediately when you look at Payton is his size. I mean, he's a 6'4" point guard who knows how to use his body and skill set to his advantage.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Here's Harden. Action coming off the assist from KD. Harden's got the lead up to 8 now for the Nets. Knicks have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Outside Portis. And that one goes long.
No excuses, none. I mean, with the defense non-existent, I mean, he has to connect from there.
Here's Dinwiddie. First shot, first basket. He's out of the block, stashed.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first. And at 6'6", Spencer Dinwiddie's tall for a point guard, but Clark, despite his size, very slippery off the dribble.
Yeah, he's ill-like when you talk about him off the dribble, guys. I mean, excellent change of pace, and he's got a quick first step. And once he gets in the lane, his size helps him be a good finisher.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Nerlens Noel.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Harden. Last season, he played outstanding. He averaged 36 points a game, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. And you can't help but be impressed by his numbers.
You know, guys, I think he's the engine of this offense. He makes them go. Without his scoring, I think they'd be a totally different team.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by the Nets.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Durant for three. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Durant's got 7 points for the quarter.
At the offensive end, he's been assertive and efficient, guys. A big reason why they hold this lead right now.
Deep two from Trier. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Jordan with it. Now Payton defending. Count the basket. Durant's got 17 now.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Trier. Clock at 6. Over Harden. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
It has not been his game so far. I mean, he's trying his best, giving great effort, but little has gone his way.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Knicks trail by 15. Here's the pass to Portis. Outside Gibson. Trier from long range. Rebounded by the Nets. KD's got 6 rebounds in the game. To the inside. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Gibson up top. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
To the paint. Here's Payton. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Really like seeing Payton operate inside. I mean, showing once again that he's got the total package.
Dinwiddie against Payton. To the middle. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
Dinwiddie against Payton. He can't get that one to fall. Dinwiddie with some nice D. Harden the pass to Dinwiddie. Here's KD. Through the net again. He's done that 10 times tonight, and he's only needed 11 shots to get there. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. 19-point game. Harkless dishes to Payton. Pass to Trier. Trying to get open is Gibson. And off target that time from Trier.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Yeah, you got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan now. Throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop.
Knicks trail by 21.
And season 4 for Coach Kenny Atkinson with the Nets. You got to be impressed with the job he's done in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, Kenny is a hard worker. He's a bit of a grinder if you were trying to term what category he might fit into. And you see that in his team. And, you know, he admits it. He's getting better just like his players are. And that's a great, great statement because we're all hopefully getting better as we move forward.
No good on that one. Clark, you were so prolific in so many areas of the game. Which part of basketball came the easiest for you?
I think the rebounding piece. I always had a knack for sniffing out missed shots and had the size and timing and hands to chase down rebounds. But that was probably the strength of my game and the most unique part of it at an early age. And then the ball handling. My dad was 6'4" in the 50s, which meant you pretty much played inside, and he drummed into my head and my heart. make sure you can handle that ball. So from the time I started playing, I was dribbling and making sure I could handle it, and it served me well during my playing career.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Here's Payton. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the strike, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
That free throw missing. Second free throw, good.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Dinwiddie with it. Now Payton defending. The 3 from Harden. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 4 rebounds in this game. Rose surveying the D. That one goes in. Rose has got 11 points.
Now how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Passes it to Harden. Harden draws the double. That one goes. Count it. Harden's got 21 in the game.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. And with all the accolades that James Harden has accumulated in his career, Clark, the one thing missing is a championship ring.
And, you know, there's no guarantees for however great you are individually that you'll win a championship. We've got a lot of great players that weren't able to get that done. But, you know, when you think about it, that's one thing that's keeping him from being in the all-time great shooting guard conversation in the eyes of some. Team success is critically important. Championships add to your resume, but I think at the end of the day, when you maximize your individual contributions, that should be worth something in terms of your recognition and accolades.
Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. James Harden is second.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
And stolen by Jordan. Dinwiddie passes to Harden. Can't hit from in close. Knicks trail by 21. Out left to the wing. Here's Rose. Got it. Good job in the low post. Rose has got 4 points this quarter.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Harden outside. Back to Dinwiddie. 5 on the clock. Hops it up for Jordan. Stolen by Rose. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Barrett. And it's James Harden with the rebound.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
Dinwiddie dishes to Griffin. Harden against Gibson for 3, and James Harden good for 3. Harden's got 24 points.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Payton outside. Here's Rose. And that one is good. Rose has got 15 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And Alfred Payton with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Irving's checked in for James Harden. And New York with a change here, too. Robinson's checked in. 1:43 left now here in the second. Here's Irving. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got 4 assists in the game.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Adding to their lead. And you see that field goal percentage for the game steadily heading north.
Randall right side. Griffin with the steal. He dishes it to Irving. 1:11 left in the first half of basketball. Back to Griffin. Pass to Irving. 6 to shoot. Dinwiddie kicks to Irving. And the 3 off target. New York's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Randall passes to Rose. Payton outside. Over Irving. Offensive rebound. Good. He's got 5.
Man, sometimes it feels like Barrett wants it more than anyone else on the floor.
Now here's Dinwiddie. 23 points for him the last game against Golden State.
Boy, he was piling up those assists in that one. I mean, every pass seemed to be on time and on target.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they really started to get it closer to the basket.
Yeah, and that's a nice adjustment on their part, Greg. Even for the best three-point shooting teams, sometimes you've got to do a little something different to get your offense going.
Here's Randall, and Jordan sends it back. Dinwiddie wide open. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got assist number 5 here tonight. And so a pretty lopsided game for the first half. Brooklyn ahead, running away with it. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
Got to come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm and we have a great tempo, so just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
How good are these guys on the fast break? They're pushing the ball, finding the open man, finishing strong. They're at a breakneck pace, and if they can maintain this level of intensity in the second half, blowout city.
Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Well, you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And today, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make up, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half. He's going to be more than a handful.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And it's Irving with the ball for Brooklyn. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. Durant is out there with Griffin. Then it's Harden. Then there's Irving. And it's Aldridge in at the 5, patrolling the paint. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Irving passes to Aldridge. Excellent D that time from Robinson. The pass to Barrett. And Durant sends it back.
And Durant isn't just a powerhouse on offense. He also has a great sense of timing for when to block shots.
Brooklyn on defense.
An unsung part of Durant's game has the instincts and length to guard a number of positions.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. Here's Rose, and it's sent back by KD. Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
Man, it's always fun watching Harden get going. I mean, he can spray you from outside or slay you from inside. And it's usually pick your poison.
Here's Rose. Nails the wide open jump shot. Rose has got 17 now.
And this offense needed that one after 4 misses to start the half.
Irving with the ball. And Rose picks him up defensively. Pass to Griffin. Inside. Stolen by Rose. And now the Knicks on the break. Here's Harkless. And it's off from 3-point range. The Nets have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. The 3 from Harden. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got his 6th assist on the night. New York's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Harden against Rose. Passes it to Robinson. Now here's Randall. Shot clock at 5. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play.
Boy, he's doing everything he can at this point. The rest of his teammates need to step up and give him some help.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And from the line a season ago, 73%.
One shot.
That one misses for Randall.
You know, it takes young guys a little while to figure it out, and after 4 up and down seasons with the Lakers, Julius Randle joined New Orleans in 2018, busted out for over 20 points per game with the Pelicans.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Robinson finds Rose. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. KD passes to Irving, and they pick up 2. Irving's got 10.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Durant with a wide open look. Knicks with the rebound. Randall's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Rose. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Rose has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, this is peak Rose at his best, an attacking, slashing guard who breaks down the defense easily.
Pass to Aldridge. Harden outside. It's deflected. Randle against Griffin. And that one, good. That's 10 points for Julius Randle.
And saying you want a piece of this? Randle easily getting the better of that exchange.
And the pass to KD. Here's Aldridge. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Down low, Randle. And Randle throws it down.
Boy, what a throwdown by the well-built 6'9" Julius Randle with power.
Lobbed up there for Durant. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
You're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
And it all had to be, Kevin, because that's not nearly as easy as they made it appear.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
And there's Randle on the assist by Robinson. Robinson's got 3 assists in the game. Nets leading by 23. Now Irving. He's got 10. Over Rose. Irving can't get it to go.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Shooting too. Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
The first free throw is good, so both teams making some changes here. Both free throws good from Randle. Nets leading by 21. Irving with the ball. Pass to Claxton. Kicks to KD. 6 on the shot clock. Good on the bucket. Durant's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Man, he gets it done in bunches, does Durant. He's a superb scorer. You just got to marvel at his greatness.
Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, KD doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates. And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on it.
Here's Trier, and again, it's New York. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Brooklyn. Outside Aldridge. Knocks it loose. Dishes to Durant. Aldridge. It's good on the putback.
Boy, I like the work Aldridge did there. Good hustle. Nice job getting good position.
And here's Rose. He's got 21. Outside Portis. Pass to Trier. Back to Portis. The 19-foot shot. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D. Alice position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Back to Harden. Aldridge, the pass to KD. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And the Nets with possession here. Rose up on top. He's covered by Irving. Rose, good.
You know, this is what Rose does best to me, guys. A scorer who attacks on offense with unbridled ferocity.
With the teardrop, indeed, Irving drops it in. Irving's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Here's Trier. Here's the lob to the hoop. The rebound by KD. Pass to Irving. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. He'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody better than Kyrie Irving close to the basket. He has a great feel for how to score inside.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And I know he was pleased with his foul shooting last year. How about 87% from the line?
You know, he really did excel at the stripe. I mean, they couldn't have asked for too much more from him when it came to knocking down free throws.
Well, great to see KD back on the court. That heartbreaking moment where he went down in Game 5 of the 2019 Finals. Wow, so hard, Greg, to watch.
And KD clearly gave everything he had to try and win in the finals. Warriors fans appreciate his efforts. Softened the blow as he left for the Nets. The Warriors ownership already promising to retire Durant's number up in the rafters.
Irving surveying the floor. Score the basket. His 8th. 8 for 13 from the floor.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
New York calls timeout.
To check out stats for Durant. Great showing for him last season. 8th in scoring, and he was top 10 in free throw percentage. Did not waste opportunities to convert at the line.
And back to his points per game average last year, he literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed it. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. Here's a look at what's coming up for New York. On Friday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Miami Heat. And then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Charlotte Hornets. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
Here's Durant. How'd they get it back? Aldridge kicks to Dinwiddie. Here's Irving. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 6 assists in the game. The pass to Harkless. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his first foul. Here's Rose. And the Knicks miss again. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Irving against Rose. Shot clock at 6. Ring shot on the way. The shot will not fall. The Knicks go the other way with it. And a fast break now for New York. And that one, good. Rose has got 10 points here in the second half.
I tell you what, guys, there's not much more he can do. I mean, he's been on fire, yet they still trail in this game.
Pass to Claxton. The dish to KD. Lets a floater go, and the rebound goes to the Knicks.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Rose. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant. Durant's got 8 rebounds in this game. 1:04 left in the third quarter of the game, and he comes up with the deuce.
And Durant has just such a fluid release, very efficient shooting the ball from that mid-range.
Here's Rose. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Rose has got 12 now in this quarter.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Irving against Rose. Over Harkless. KD's shot is off. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Rose. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Irving passes to KD. Here's Claxton, defended by Harkless. Over Harkless, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And you can see that Durant has an incredible drive. He wants to be an all-time legend when it's all said and done.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. The free throw drops for Durant. Durant hits them both. Just 4 seconds left to play in the third. Stolen by Durant. No good on the shot. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Back to the action after this word. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Knicks. On the court for the Knicks, Taj Gibson is out there with Noel. Then there's Peyton. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Dotson in at the small forward. Back to Rose. 6 to shoot. It's hauled in by Harris.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Now here's Rose. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Like the relationship between referees and players reaching a fever pitch. What can be done to smooth those waters and mend those fences?
Well, I think first and foremost, players have to give. Both sides have to give in this equation, but I think it's incumbent upon the players to accept and respect the position of the officials, and the officials have to also be willing to engage in interacting well with the players. It's a two-way street, but I think most of that is on the players because they have to control how they respond to officials more than officials have to respond to the players.
Both free throws good from Rose.
Well, I tell you what, this guy gives you everything he's got when he's out there, and that's what you love about Derrick Rose, how fierce he is as a competitor.
Passes to Dinwiddie. Lets it go from 14. New York shooting around 41% on the night. Over to the wing. Here's Dotson. Caruth grabs the board. Dinwiddie outside. To the paint. Here's Jordan. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Jordan very efficient in the paint because of his length. Close to the bucket, he's hard to deal with.
Payton the bounce pass. Gibson looking it over. Right at the free throw line. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
He just exudes a love of the game, guys. You can see it in everything he does. This guy lives and breathes the game.
Here's Rose. And again, it's the Knicks missing. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Out to Harris. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Pass to Jordan. Here's Llewellyn. The pass to Harris beyond the arc. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Dotson, 2 points. That one goes.
We all know how Rose can score the ball, but sometimes I think we dismiss how good of a passer he is.
Dinwiddie dishes to Harris. Pass to Jordan. Out to the right wing. Here's Llewellyn. He's covered by Rose. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Hands it from downtown.
You know, knocking down the 3 guys, that's one of the premier three-point gunners in the NBA, Joe Harris.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
Changing ends quickly, getting the advantage in numbers and finishing. They've been doing it all night long.
You know, they've been the more up-tempo team, clearly. It's helped them gain the advantage in this one.
Here's Payton. Dinwiddie with some nice D. The Nets have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the 4th. A pretty nice efficiency there. Here's Llewellyn. He's covered by Rose. Dinwiddie against Payton. Out to the wing. That's up a 3. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Here's Rose. And again, unable to change momentum here. Nets have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Strong work at that end of the floor. Yep, it counts.
And that quick first step of Dinwiddie, very dangerous once he gets a foot advantage on the D.
Rose up on top. That's tipped, and they're able to recover. Bucket is good. Nets have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the 4th so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Here's Llewellyn. Passes it to Caruth. Inside. Here's Jordan. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Taj Gibson picks one up. Regarding super teams, Clark, you and I have talked a lot about this. Many fans view them in a negative light, but they're actually something we've seen around in this game for a long time.
Yeah, you're right. So often we become prisoners of the present and we forget about what transpired in the past, but the Celtics in the 60s were as dominant as any team in the history of the game. The Lakers in the 80s, the Bulls in the 90s. But I guess fans have a complaint because they feel those teams came together more organically compared to what seems to be a movement by free agents that has led to dominant championship teams, although the Warriors pretty much have built their championship team through the draft.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Julius Randle's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Reggie Bullock comes in for Derrick Rose. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Elfrid Payton. And he makes both free throws.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime. Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Brooklyn's gone 2 or 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Out to Harris. Pass to Dinwiddie. There's the pass to Jordan. With 1 on the clock. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Pass to Bullock. Clark, take us inside the halftime locker room in the NBA.
Well, players typically just regroup individually. There may be some conversation between the players as a group, but then the coaches will huddle, evaluate what transpired in the first half, what adjustments need to be made, and then they'll communicate that to the team. And it's basically a time to rest and regroup for the players to adjust and strategize for the coaches.
Clark, do you think there's any videotape review in there, maybe showing players certain sets, certain schemes?
In this day and age, for sure, with the use of iPads and technology. If you go back to my time, there was no quick turnaround of video in the halftime locker room.
Right, right. I do know officials do that, too, in their locker room at halftime. First one falls for. Good on both. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the Knicks. Randle outside. Can't hit that one. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Here's Llewellyn. Passes it to Claxton. Basket good.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Here's Ntilikina to the inside. Here's Randle. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Plays with nice force. I mean, Randle heading to the line now.
Clark, any changes you'd like to see made in the process when players and teams are fined for any number of things? Incidents on the floor or off the floor?
Well, I think there's a place for fines, and the different amounts depending on how egregious the act is by a player or team makes some sense. I think having different categories. But I'm one that would rather hit hard and less often. So I think if you want to minimize the number of finable offenses, then make the penalty be greater for those things that are finable.
Musa, he's checked in for the Nets. All free throws good from Randle. Here's Temple. Pass to Llewellyn. Just 5 to shoot. His first shot coming late. The Knicks pull it in. Now Bullock. The pass to Ntilikina. Tries a three. Musa grabs the miss.
The only place for shots like that are in shoot-around.
Exactly. I mean, that shot is one he shouldn't even think about taking.
Here's Karuch, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against New York. Ralph Clark, as one Latvian makes his way out of New York, another Latvian, Karuch, makes his mark with the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, you know, the second rounder making an impact right out of the gates, ready to be an NBA impact player. He's an efficient scorer, a versatile defender. So far, so good from what I've seen.
And he makes the first. But there are strong divisions and there are weak divisions. And the NBA might be considering removing divisions altogether and having only 2 conferences. What do you think?
You know, that's interesting. I like the divisions because that's what we've been accustomed to, but just having straight conferences, I wouldn't see much harm in that. To adjust the schedule accordingly in terms of how many games you play within the conference and how many times each opponent, but I think that could work.
Gibson, the bounce pass. Here's Randall, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Terrific body control by Randall, and one machine.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
On the free throw, no good.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Musa with the bucket.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
Here's Ntilikina. Clark, last season we saw more of the global game series from the NBA. A couple games in Mexico, one in England. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it really is, because I actually 6 years ago had a chance to be with the Pacers in the global games in the Philippines, and then Taipei, Taiwan with the Rockets. Great experience for the players and the organizations. It's an additional level of travel, no doubt, about a week to 10 days where you're in another country, but it's great for the game and it's great for the fans in those countries.
Here's Karuch, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Taj Gibson picks one up. And that one misses. He hits the second from the line. And so here is New York. Here's Ntilikina. Bullock with it. Pass to Dotson. Last season, the NBA announcing the launch of a league in Africa, along with FIBA. Clark, what do you think of that move?
I think it's another example, Kevin, of the globalization of the game and the NBA's intentional, purposeful way of expanding and continuing to grow the game for the sake of the business of basketball, which is a game that obviously you and I love.
And Clark, we see so many foreign players come into the NBA and play well. Not just play, but play well.
Yeah, and not just Africa, although
right.
a number of players from Africa, but a number of different countries have signed on. It could make for a more exciting league.
No good on the free throw. And he sinks the second. Here's Ntilikina. Passes it to Bullock. Ntilikina looking it over. Pass to Dotson. From deep. The rebound by the Nets. Karuch has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. 1:36 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Claxton the pass to Luau. Clock at 6. Here's Musa on target from 13 feet. Musa's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Nets.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and he was relentless, nonstop energy. I mean, he just never slowed down or turned off.
Here's Dotson, but they recover it. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Knocks down the 3 ball.
You know, that's what you love about Ntilikina. I mean, very unselfish and constantly looking to set up his guys.
And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Karuch passes to Claxton. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by.